He left the building.
We wish.
All right, I wish I was young again like these guys and young ladies.
Oh, you're still young at heart.
Yeah, mentally I am. It's all good.
All right, well, moving right along, we have a very well-respected actor, producer, as well as singing with us here tonight. We have Nick Puccio.
All right,
Let's give it up for Nick.
Night and day.
How are you? What's going on?
You are the
Thank you
one.
for coming. Now, Nick,
I'm used to the big mics.
this is a little upgraded.
Yeah.
So now, Nick, where are you originally from?
Originally from Newark, New Jersey, born and raised.
Really?
Yep.
Never know.
Newark, New Jersey, then moved after years down to Toms River. Down by, not too far from the beach. I wanted to get away from all the hullabaloo because I'm always in the city.
Yeah.
Working, shows, movies, whatever.
Right.
Now, listen, when did you start singing, acting, and then producing?
I was 6 years old when I started singing. I sang with Louis Prima at
Really?
the Adams Theater in Newark. My father stuck me on the stage. We were in the front row. And after that, every time he came in town, he told my dad, bring your son. Only problem was we were 6 children, a mother and father, so he had to bring 8.
Wow.
I sang with Louis, and I used to sing down at Long Branch on the pier there, People used to throw money, and they used to give me an ice cream soda, and that was my payoff. And my sisters pocketed the money.
Really?
Then after that, I sang. Then after that, I of course, as I got older, that's when I sang. I had my own group, and there was Frankie Valli and the Four Lovers. Joe Pesci was in another club. We were all in our own clubs, and we would all meet at the diner in North Arlington at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning
Mink.
and do our work. We were night owls. We worked,
If you don't mind me asking, what year was that?
That was, oh God, in the 50s.
Really?
Yeah. I was 50. Can't give my age away. I'll be 65 soon, maybe. I don't know.
Now, what did Joe
Wanna
Pesci
believe
play?
that.
He was a guitar player? Or what?
Joe was a guitar player
Okay.
and a singer, and
Really?
he went to work for Frank Vincent. But I knew Joe way before that. We used to double date a lot. We went out, we used to have, he was always funny. We had a ball. And when we used to go to the diner in the middle of the night, Joe had the whole diner in an uproar all the time. But Joe's a good guy.
Oh, he's crazy.
Good guy, though. Good actor, good person. And he's the one who started me off in my first movie, him and Frank Vincent. Frank Vincent,
Yeah, he's
also
another
very
class
different.
act.
Class act. Frank's classy act.
Right. Now, for everybody out there that hasn't followed Sopranos, as crazy as that might sound, what was your role or character?
I played little role. I wasn't as fortunate as Lou Martini, our next guest or whatever.
Yes.
Lou and I are dear friends. But I was happy to be part of the show. My first episode was the engagement scene. I believe it was season 2,
Right.
episode 12. I worked with Jimmy and Jesus, all the guys, and it was just great to be part of one of the greatest shows. Because before that, I was on NYPD Blue, and that was a big hit. And I had done a few shows, and I said I went from one hit show that I thought was the best
Yeah.
to the best when I went to Sopranos.
Sopranos, you can't go
I was
wrong.
just happy
Yeah.
to be part of it.
I still watch the series. Every
It's
6
great.
months, I go through the whole series.
It's terrific, and the guys, we still work together. I see Lou. We often work together. We do shows. Jimmy Gandolfini, Vinny Pastore is like my brother.
Yeah, you hang out with Vinny a lot,
Vinny
right?
and I. In fact, we're forming a company now, which we did a production company. We're doing shows. We did On the Waterfront recently at Frank Sinatra Park.
Well, that's how I met you.
Right.
At Nico's restaurant. Nick was with Vinny Pastore, and
Right.
we met that night, and that was it. Everybody
Right.
fell
Interview
into
that night.
everybody.
I was interviewed by your lovely
Yes.
co-host there.
Yes, I had
Then
the
you
You
pleasure
did
of
a great
interviewing
job.
you
I was
guys.
very impressed.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, listen, you're also friends with Vin Diesel, right?
Vin Diesel, I met when I did a movie called Find Me Guilty.
Okay.
True story. And when I was hired by Sidney Lumet, I did not know what the movie was. He said, Nick, I want you in my movie. I said, well, don't you want me to read? You don't have to read. Don't worry, because the dialogue's going to be handled mostly by the top 6 to 8 actors. I think I was 10th on the cast. He says, you'll have dialogue, but you'll be all over the screen. I didn't know who I was working with, so I went on. They told me later it was going to be Vin Diesel, and then I went online. I found it was my childhood friend. The story Vin was playing. So when my childhood friend Jackie DeNorcio was about his life, he was after 17 years in jail. He was home because he was ill, dying, and but he was pretty good, you know, for a while. And he said to me, "Oh Christ, I wish you'd known you're going to be in the movie." He tells Vin Diesel. They bring me over the first day of the set to the trailer. Vin said, "You're close with Jackie?" I said, "I grew up with him."
Is there anything in your career that you haven't done already that you'd like to get to? Because, I mean, you've been in so many different TV shows
Really?
and films and
Yeah, I probably would like to direct.
direct.
I probably would like to, and I want to write something. I have all these ideas, but I started to sing, and then I went into acting with, my first movie was Casino with Joe Pesci.
That
and
must have been
Frank Vin.
great, right? I love that movie.
Joe said to me, "Are you going to come in?" Even it was small. I had a small role. But who cared? I qualified for SAG with the movie, Screen Actors Guild.
Yes.
And Joe said, "You're going to have a great time." You know, yeah, I thought he was joking when he told me 6 months prior to that. He says, "Yeah, maybe you do something. I'm doing a movie for Marty Scorsese. Frank and I with, you know, Bobby De Niro and Sharon Stone and all." I says, "Yeah, okay." 6 months later, I get a call, and they call me from Vegas and said, "This is Ray Favera, assistant casting director of Universal Studios. Can you be out here, excuse me, on Monday morning?" This was a Wednesday, to do a scene with Sharon Stone. I said,
Oh, gee.
"No, I got to take the garbage out."
Now listen, Nick, in a whole, what do you feel about the profession and the people in the music industry and entertainment?
I mean, people have the wrong idea because they feel actors, producers, they're weirdos. But there's weirdos in every part of life.
Everywhere.
These people are like Lou. They're family. I mean, when you need something, they're the first ones to be there. Whatever it may be, they're good people. You know, I mean, we help each other. I should say most of us do, okay? And, you know, we root for one another. It's not a catty thing like a lot of people think
Right.
it is. We try to help one another, and whether it's illness, whether it's need of any kind, we're always there for each other. What do you need? I'm there.
Yeah.
They're good people. I think actors, if it's illness, they're the first ones to call you. That's the kind of people they are. So I'm very happy to be in the position like when you tell somebody, "What do you do?" "I'm an actor." "But what do you do really for a job?"
Yeah.
"What do you think? It's fake?" You know, it's a job.
It's a hard gig, that music, if unless you're making a steady paycheck and people that ain't supporting you, they're never going to take you seriously. It's a hard thing.
It is. I mean, when I sang, it was different because I'm doing nightclub work, I'm doing this and doing that, concerts, I do live concerts. It's different. You're singing, you know, then people, you tell them you're an actor. And of course, you know, it's hard for them to grasp that. You know, you pay your dues. You go to acting school, whether you can act or not, you get the technology behind it, you learn a little bit. And you have to pay. And Frank Vincent told me from the very beginning, "Pooch, got to pay your dues."
But when
But
did he
Frank,
break? Like when he was in his late
He
40s,
really
early 50s,
broke,
right?
He did. Don't forget, he did Raging Bull
Yeah.
with Joe. He had a nice role in Raging Bull. He did Goodfellas. Frank was in a lot
Goodfellas
of-
probably put him on the map, right,
Yes.
with that shine box scene.
Sure,
Go
forget
get
it.
your shine. You know, I've done movie on a set. People know I'm close to Frank. In fact, I spoke to him about 2 hours ago.
Oh, yeah? You telling you
They
were coming
say to
here or
me-
no?
I told him.
All right, good.
He says, am I going to be able to see it? I see you in Florida. How are you going to be able to see
We'll
it?
send him a
'Cause
DVD.
Yeah, that's right. But people would come, directors, name people would say to me, "If you can get Frank on the phone and tell me to go get my shoe shine box, I'm going to bump you up." I would never do that. I would never do it.
I actually
Never
started
is.
a record label years ago called Shinebox Records because of that.
You did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a good website, and he's got a lot of stuff. And on it, go get your shoe shine box.
Yeah.
He's got a dial that bumps up and speaks.
Now, listen, we're running out of time.
Yeah.
Is there a website or anywhere on the web that anybody could contact you? Email?
NickPuccio.com.
All right,
That's my
so-
website. You'll see it. It's be updated soon. And got a lot of nice things. We're going to do this movie in Italy, hopefully. A play which we want to get Lou in and work with Lou. Lou's a very good actor. And I'm hoping everything works right in 2010.
Well, I'm glad I met you this year,
Thanks,
Nick. It's
man.
been a
Very
pleasure.
nice.
Come back to the
Thank you.
show again.
I will.
Everybody,
Bye-bye.
Nick Puccio.